Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Podcast 00.
Hi, friends. I have no idea how we're going to intro this thing in the future. This is the very first episode. This is episode 00.
Yes.
Of Creating Things Together with Christina and James.
Ding.
This has been a work in progress for a month or two
About
now.
a month and a half.
We've been really
60 days.
excited about the idea of sitting down and doing podcasts together. One reason being because it will help us have more conversations. It will help us look into each other's eyes.
Are we supposed to look at hey,
Both.
I don't know.
You know, they're there. This is the studio audience. This is us. We're in love. We might have moments where we just kind of come over the mics and get a little bit weird.
There's going to be a moment where I tap your shoulder and that's okay, cut this off. We need to have a signal for that when you start rambling. It's okay, we're done. It's been 10 minutes.
They can't see underneath, so you could just step on my foot as hard as possible.
Okay. Deal.
But that sounds kind of frustrating too. I feel like I would be in the middle of saying something and then you would do that and I'd be like, ugh. But you know what? We're married and we have to learn to work together better. And you always want couples you always want us to be like the couple who can the woman comes over and just taps the guy on the back. Yeah. And the guy knows.
Gets it.
He knows exactly what's happening. He understands the plan for the next hour and a half of their life. Okay. Is all established through that back touch.
Yeah. That's the goal. Oh my, can you get your audio etiquette together, James? Seriously.
Hi, everyone. So
did we say the name of the podcast?
Yeah, we did. Creating Things Together.
This is called Creating Things Together.
That's what we named it, right?
I think so. Creating things together.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So this podcast is going to be about a few different things. One thing that will be an important part of this podcast is I think it would be a good way to share our journey as individual creators and as creators together in union. Okay. In the union of marriage. Holy bond.
I can tell you right now, this is going to be almost impossible for me.
What?
This whole thing.
What, the whole thing?
This is taking
the entire podcast?
This is taking way too long to get to the point. Spit it out, James. What is this podcast about? Let's get to it. I like to have more short form stuff, and James likes to ramble on about absolutely nothing at all times.
I promise you I'm getting there.
Well, let's get to it.
It's a meandering river, but I promise you I'm getting there.
Let's just not do this.
So it's about sharing the journey of us individually and in union together, our creating journeys and our life journeys and and one of the things that we can't do with our short form videos so much is share a sort of open-ended, authentic view of what we're working through in life. Up to. Yeah. And I think that this will be a wonderful way to go about that, to share that with you guys. I think there's a lot of value to sharing that with you guys, whether whether it's a situation where we have a handle on it or not.
Yeah. Which we have a handle on not most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this could almost be a good hey, let's all come together as a creative community and have a bit of a therapy session about
this is a creative therapy session, right? For me, that's one of the titles that I wrote down.
We should have called it couples therapy. So there's that. We just made it for everyone who's listening on audio. This is going to audio.
Yay!
Just audio.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that is I'm sick, so have fun listening to nasally Christina sniffle and sneeze.
What's weird is, we'll get to this in a second.
Uh-oh.
So I'm just trying to keep us on track. So
James has notes. The journey, watch out.
The journey, I always have notes. Notes are everything in life for me. So the journey of, I apologize, I had to shift my mic.
James.
The journey of us doing life is what we want to share with you guys. We also want to share what we've learned in the past about things like creativity.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Isn't it going to capture all of the data on the screen?
No, it's not. We're only seeing that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Positive.
Yeah.
I do it all the time on my channel, Christina. I'm
Whatever.
highly experienced. Take a sip of water in an experienced way.
Okay. So, James, just take a sip of water.
It's okay. We're gonna be pros at this by episode 100, Christina. So, what we've learned about creativity, what we've learned about travel, and maybe a little bit of what we've learned about freelance.
Ooh.
Even though I feel like we are fairly new into that realm compared to a lot of other people around us that we so like I certainly don't feel like I have the corner of the market in that. Would you say that
we're not pros, but honestly, we're crushing the game right now. I mean, in like 32 days, it can all go to hell. But right now we're doing really well. So yay.
I feel like we're like level 3 crushing, and there's like 10 levels, right? We're like level 3 crushing the game. So on a small level, but there's freelancers who are like, they have, retainers for $20,000 for every 6 days.
Okay.
With these ridiculous brands.
Like, I'll let that be Apple. Your opinion.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about or who you're talking about.
My point is that people are crushing it on a much higher level than us in terms of freelance.
Well, I felt good about myself, but
no, I'm saying that they're crushing it on a higher level. We're crushing it, but on a lower level. We're working with
it's all relative.
Smaller.
Don't compare
brands,
yourself to other creators, James.
But we're crushing it in that sense.
Don't compare yourself.
I don't know.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
Aw. So we also want to talk about our struggles and our victories, and so we want to share that with you.
Which
guys.
Clearly we've had none so far. We're on level 3.
No, we've done great things, Christina.
Okay.
I didn't mean to deflate you. Okay.
Thank you. Don't touch me.
No, this is please, a touch of support.
Please, no.
You have to.
I'm sick, and you're gonna get sick.
Oh, that's true. I already got sick though.
You got me sick.
I think I got you sick.
Anyway.
There was like a sickness that happened.
It's not even a sick. Okay, let's just talk
household.
about this sickness. Let's get off script because like this whole thing is authentic. James got sick right when we got back from visiting South Carolina. And it was a weird sickness. Actually, let's even go a little bit further back. I got almost sick on the plane, and then I went to sleep, and all the sickness went away. And then James got sick, but it wasn't like I'm dying. It was just a sniffle sick. And then I got it. I am fully functioning. I just have this annoying sniffle, and then I sneeze like 17 times in a row.
I basically had that, but my throat just got scratchy.
I'm so thankful my throat isn't scratchy.
I got sniffly for like 4 days, so it was very weird. But it was like a sickness that made me feel scared that it was going to develop into something more.
Right.
But it was like a false alarm.
Ooh, false alarms.
You can learn a lot from false alarms in life. I don't know what you learn, but you can.
Another thing that I want to do with this, I really want to do more live streams. We've been enjoying live streams with our other friends. We've been enjoying live streams on our channel. But I feel like those are not reasonable at the time that we do it for our audience because people have jobs. So I kind of want to do a live stream, like a pre-show live stream. I'm not completely sure just because we do travel whenever we want, which is great, but I want to have things more on a schedule. So I was thinking, let's say we upload this every Sunday at 3 p.m. and we do a live stream every Sunday at 2 p.m.
Like a pre-podcast podcast.
Yeah. So I'm not 1,000% on any of those ideas, but that's something that we are experimenting with.
We would. So another thing I wanted to touch on was the technicalities side of things. This is not the fully fledged version of what we hope this to be. We're close, but we
need another camera.
We want another camera so that we can have multiple angles.
Yeah.
That would be a bit more difficult to do technically if we streamed it live, which was something I was thinking about. I was like,
not
what
necessarily
if we just
though.
Streamed it live? But then we'd have to camera switch live.
No, we don't. We can have like right before, let's say
Cooper can do it.
Cooper could do it. We could have. Look at him. He got up. Hi, Poo-Poo.
He has his paws on.
No, we don't have to camera switch. The live stream can be just this, or it can be like our normal live stream setup. It doesn't have to be podcast setup.
No, my point is if we made the podcast a live stream.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to do all that.
Oh, okay.
Do I look like Joe Rogan?
Okay, so we're going to lean towards polishing it a bit more, having nice angles, everything feeling nice and controlled, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
Beautiful.
For the regular podcast. This is beta version 0.0, which is why it's just one camera and we're kind of just staring up each other's noses.
The first big step that I think we still have to take on, there's two. One, I think we're still working out our lighting kinks for sure. And then two, we want to get a second camera so that we can have two angles.
We have a second camera coming in, the Sony A6400.
Which you're timid about, right?
Which I'm honestly kind of timid about. We'll see how that camera goes.
So that is the rough 30,000 foot view of what this is trying to be. This is an episode that's about letting you guys know, giving a nice, firm, warm welcome and introduction into creating things together.
Da, 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 da. Oh, I think that song is copywritten. Yeah, sorry.
It's all over now.
Sorry, Dr. Phil.
It's failed from the beginning.
Yep. I called it.
It's always Dr. Phil that screws everything up.
Yeah.
He says this is going to be a changing day in your life.
For the worst.
What he doesn't say is it's for the worst, right? Yeah. So I did want to tell a story of something that happened this morning, which was hectic, and then Christina saved the day.
It really wasn't that hectic. I mean, maybe for you, but for me.
It was a second of hecticness.
It was a second, yeah.
Yeah.
Second
like
and
a good,
half.
Solid second.
1.5.
What makes up a second? Millisecond? Well, you have milliseconds, but isn't there like a bigger unit that makes up
minutes?
A second? No.
No, it would be a smaller unit that makes up a second.
Quarter seconds.
Okay.
We'll say milliseconds. It was enough milliseconds to make up a second.
Baby seconds.
That was dramatic for me. And I thought that I was going to have to go get a new phone, which is funny because we just had a conversation yesterday about how we can now upgrade our phones. But if we don't, we save money on our bill.
Yeah.
So I walk my dog, Cooper, today.
You just woke him up?
Every morning I take him to the outside world, to the field behind our house, to do his doggy duties and run around. We have had, by the way.
Dang it, I can't mute myself.
No. Oh,
I
God.
have to sniffle.
Oh, he can't do it in the middle. Oh, no. Oh, she could turn. She was saying she would mute the channel when she had the sniffle. She couldn't do it, so we just have to turn the knob down. Back to 7.
I can just edit it out.
Beautiful. So
Cooper went outside. I
took him outside to the field behind us, where our apartment is. We have this beautiful, huge field, something we didn't have in our last apartment. One of the things we were worried about moving in this apartment has always been an issue with apartments, and it was an issue when we were picking out our new apartments, is where Cooper's going to go, because he can't.
He has to poop.
He has to poop, and I think that's a story we can all resonate with. So I took him outside to run around. He's playing in the snow. There's a bunch of feet of snow. Good times. Somehow, I had my phone in my jacket pocket.
And you didn't zip it up, I always suggest.
My navel pocket, as we'll call it, because it's by the navel area.
Okay.
I didn't zip it up. It's a deep pocket. I normally have no issues with that phone unless I decide to jump for some reason.
Did you jump? Did you throw anything from it?
I did not jump. I did not throw anything.
Yeah. There was more of a reason for you to zip it up more often.
I guess so, but I have to put my hands in those pockets or else I'll die.
Okay, we'll put it in your pants pocket and then zip up your pants pocket.
But then it weighs down my pants.
Your phone is like...
Life is really hard for me, Christina.
Yeah, clearly. So James came inside and he said, I think I dropped my phone in the snow. And I was like, okay, well, do you want me to call it? That would help.
Yeah, you were trying to call my phone. I was like,
well, it's downstairs. But I have find my iPhone shared with James because we often go on adventures. He'll go on photo walks together, and I just imagine him falling off a mountain, and I don't know where he is. So,
which is really a very sweet thing that you do, by the way.
Yeah, if you're gone for a couple hours and I haven't heard from you, I just kind of check in. I don't need to text. I just check in really quick. Okay, he's still moving around at least.
Why is James in Nevada?
Whatever. So I find my phone, and clearly it was in the field. So I went downstairs.
It's quite precise too.
Yeah, it was really precise, which shout out to Steve Jobs.
Think Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve-O.
Thanks for all you did.
Yeah.
The spirit lives on, even though, they're kind of doing some frustrating. Anyway, go ahead.
So
Steve would be rolling in his grave.
So I went downstairs and basically single-handedly found it with the help of old Stevie.
Yeah, I was doing the tried and true survival technique of retracing your steps. Now, because the snow was so thick and I knew what my boot print looked like, I was optimistic but pessimistic at the same time. I was 50-50.
Really? I had I was like, okay, it's almost as if you left it in the car. It's like, okay, we just have to go grab it from the car. I was like, we'll find it. Not a big
normally, deal. In my experience, when you drop something out of your pocket outside, it's gone forever.
Yeah. Like the one time you dropped the GoPro in the ocean.
Yes.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
We had like a search party of my family members looking in the ocean. I was like digging around in the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, that was traumatic.
That was frustrating.
And it was just so quick. You can lose things that are important to you so quick in life.
What a message.
You have to cherish. You can't take for granted what you have. But anyway, so yeah, she points in the direction where the phone ended up being, and I was amazed at how accurate it was because it was sitting in a little hole in the snow. It had fallen out of my pocket for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I need to rethink my life.
And then we went into the elevator and high-fived each other.
It was amazing how fast we found it and how easily we found it.
Yeah, because of Find My iPhone.
Thanks, Find My iPhone. Which brings us to our sponsor for episode 0, yeah. Find My iPhone.
I think you can get sued for that, for claiming that somebody sponsors you.
What's funny is if we were actually sponsored by Find My iPhone, an app that you don't pay any money for. Yeah. It's a free app that comes with the phone.
How do they have the budget to sponsor?
I don't know. How do you monetize Find My iPhone?
You lose your phone in the
snow. Is
there
like a pro version?
Pro 99, baby.
Accurate up to milliseconds. So I wanted to also talk about a couple of...
What a segue. Wow. That was so... do you do this for a living or something, bro?
I've had a little bit of experience. Bye-bye notifications. Stop making noises. We're doing something special today. So
James has a calendar notification called Inspiration in 5 minutes. What a dork.
Hey. You gotta stay inspired.
Gotta schedule in that inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I have to remember why I'm doing what I'm doing,
Why am I here?
Existential crisis. Engage.
What are one of the topics that we're going to cover in
I wanted to just
podcasts?
Go through a couple of the topics, just literally read them off so that you guys understand what we're sort of trying to get at in the upcoming podcasts. And hopefully...
well, can we just lay down some house rules real quick? Because I feel like nobody knows what the heck we're doing before we even get into the ideas.
Okay.
I don't even think you know this. So this podcast is primarily James and I talking to each other, friends. We have friends, and one day we'll talk to them. Mm-hmm. We don't know where they are. One day we'll find our friends. With Find My Friends.
Ah,
sponsor. But yeah, we'll do that. We are currently figuring out if we want to do virtual interviews. I am not a fan of virtual interviews personally. I like it to be IRL with the homies. So whether that means we travel to our friends, I am so down to do that. That's something that I want to do maybe a little bit this summer. Who knows? But also, James, do you know what this also is going to be about?
I don't know.
I do.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So we're going to upload
My loins are anxious.
Kinky. So we're going to upload the video and audio version on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Leafify. I don't know if that's a thing. I just looked at a leaf. But we're going to...
It's for all the leaf enthusiasts out there.
Yeah. We're going to distribute this all over
Google
Play Store, wherever you can listen to podcasts. I want this to live because I want everyone to be inspired and learn how to create things together. So they'll go up once a week, both audio and visual, at the same time.
This is the part that I missed, so I'm glad she's here.
Yeah. This is me briefing James on what the heck this is about. Yeah. So we'll upload on Sundays. Time TBD. If we live stream on Sundays, that will be to determined. Make sure you're following both of us on social media. I'm at Christina Red with 2 D's, and James is at James the Red with 2 D's. Yeah, so that is where you'll get all of the information to when we are live streaming, if we're live streaming, whenever these podcasts are shared. So those are the house rules.
Right. And this channel, the YouTube version of this, the channel will open us up to do more live, to do more to live long form content, liveness.
Yeah.
Everything live should end up there so that we can keep our primary channel, quote unquote.
And if we
clean.
do, and this is just an idea that I just had, if we do any virtual podcast, then it would be in live stream form. That is a way that I would be interested in doing it potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
But
right.
all of those
when
details
you say that, do you mean people coming in and joining us?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like virtually.
Like
we give them the link.
Using the
technology.
Internet?
Yes, but that will...
The World Wide Web?
What? So all of those things are to be determined, but what we know for sure is that these podcasts are going to be distributed all over the place.
Yeah.
Walmart, Target, that's not true. So
Office Max,
baby.
Every Blockbuster anywhere around in you, Oregon. For sure.
So
every Blockbuster.
The last Blockbuster is in Oregon. For those of you who don't know.
Every Blockbuster in Bend is a place,
I think
right?
it's Bend, Oregon.
Every Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon is currently playing our podcast nonstop on those old TVs
VHS.
from the 90s.
Yeah, so these will come out once a week. They'll be 30 minutes to an hour, whatever we're feeling. And we're just going to talk about the creative process. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is arguing. See, this, James, is how you segue. I don't even podcast, but this is how you segue. Is it really a segue if you call it out? Anyway, some of the things that we're going to talk about. Creating things together. How the heck we do this. Mm-hmm. Why the heck we do this. Do we ever think of not doing it together? It's going to get a little bit deeper. I'm excited to share some of our struggles and our arguments. And hopefully we get to argue on here because I'm sure the internet would enjoy that.
I think they would. And I think it would be a very...
That would be damaging.
Wondrous experience to behold.
Yeah. Can you, seriously, with the notifications on your phone, James? Like,
I'm just trying to stay on track in my life so I can be disciplined and so that I won't spiral into chaos.
Yeah.
You have to ride the line between chaos and order, Christina. I dance on that line.
And this is why I don't want to podcast with you, because you're just annoying. I'm excited. This is a new type of venture. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous because, honestly, I just don't like listening to us talk this long. Mm-hmm. I listen to us talk all day. Mm-hmm. So God bless you if you listen to this whole thing.
Okay, so very quickly, I just wanted to run through some topic ideas that I had.
Ooh, what are they, James? Tell me.
Okay, I'm going to read them off. Having different visions. Oh.
Story of our life.
Traveling disagreements.
We don't have any.
Oh, really?
Carry on.
From my perspective, we have them.
You don't have disagreements if you're always the right one, so.
Yeah. Different financial priorities. I don't remember why I wrote that.
I don't either, because we have pretty much the same financial. I think what he's talking about in regards to financial priorities is, don't point at me.
I already know you're right.
Do you even know?
I can't point at you.
No, you can't. Don't even look at me.
We've been married for how long and I can't point at you?
Point with your pinky.
It's like first date stuff, man.
So I think what he's referring to in regards to different financial priorities is the fact that I like to save all of our money. Yes. I will save 25 cents on a roll of toilet paper. But if you want me to fly to New York City, I will drop $1,000 in a heartbeat, which, I mean, has its benefits. Yeah. But it's gotten us into pickles, but not as many pickles.
It's like you're
as
like
a pickle jar.
You're like save, and then dramatic risk.
Yes. Like, oh, you want to buy podcast gear tomorrow? Let's do it.
Right.
$1,600.
Right. And I'm the complete opposite in a lot of ways, meaning that I will spend little by little on things like coffee and snacks and those little things.
James loves his snacks, I must say.
Those little things make me happy. I'll spend $2 here, $4 here. It helps bring some color to my daily go-abouts. There's a routine that I have to be a part of to keep, things going that we all have to be a part of. And for my personality, being in that routine can make everything feel very like, okay, I'm in a cubicle in my mind, right? I'm just structured. So those being able to spend little things here and there, go out like what we did yesterday, go out and get ice cream, that sort of thing. Those things are really nice for me. So we are polar opposites. And one of the things I think we'll be touching on as a theme in this podcast endlessly is the value of our polar opposites complementing each other.
Yes. They complement each other.
It's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah. We're still figuring out how they complement each other, but I'm sure they do.
Yeah. So the last two I have written down so far, what we learned from 3 days in New York City, that goes off of one that I did alone for my channel, what I learned 3 days, but I wanted to include you in on that conversation, Christina. And what we learned in Haiti is another one, or some variation of that, because we had spent some
James
time
wants
in
to do a
Haiti.
lot of what we learned things. He's been begging me to do it on our channel, and I just keep telling him no. So this is where all of James's ideas for the Reds YouTube channel get to come to life. And I think that's a serious point. I say it jokingly, but more than likely.
I'm excited for the sort of freeformness. Okay,
I'm excited to stop sniffling.
Yes, and I hope so. But you're lathering yourself in doTERRA, and that's helpful. Okay, we have 4 minutes before our camera explodes. What do you hope happens between us through this and relationally? Because I think that that's a big part of what the value will be.
I think for us, I hope to get through our creative disagreements off camera a bit better and kind of have a better alignment in the world of creativity, because we are very polar opposites. I think it's good, but at the same time it's very frustrating. So I think that this whole podcast experiment will be refining ourselves. It's like a fine chisel. You're just going to chisel at the jawline and make you into a sexy beast.
So are you saying that the conversations will help us,
I think so,
get through on camera, will help us work through stuff?
I feel like that sounds like we're just going to have a baby to make our life better. We're just going to add another thing to work on to make our relationship better.
I think that one of the things is we struggle to actually deploy the energy to have these conversations with each other. Like, this is the most we've spoken in like 6 weeks. Like all of the last 6 weeks combined would be like 10% of what we've been doing here.
I don't agree with that.
It's a little dramatic.
I think
I know,
this is the most we've focused on a conversation in the last 4 days.
There's a one-on-oneness that's powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I really want to just touch hands right now. Can we? Oh, she took. Oh, okay. This is weird. It's wet.
I had to get into the mic.
God,
this is so stupid. This is such a stupid thing that we're doing. This is just the dumbest. Like, yeah, let's podcast. We're gonna touch hands.
Are you ASMRing them with your fingers?
I can ASMR within my sniffles.
ASMR cold. So, yeah, I think this is a good place. We want your ideas and we want your thoughts about this. Anything else you want to say, Christina?
No, I'm just excited. I've got momentum now that we've filmed one. So let's film another and another and another, and then stop after 4 completely.
This is going to be a 4-episode podcast series, and then we're done, and then we're leaving the internet forever.
Watch out, world. Okay.
And we're breaking up and having a baby and all the things that.
Whoa. Let's not throw words around, James.
We have to get the clicks, Christina. We have to
bring
in the views.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for this episode of Creating Things Together. I'm Christina.
I'm James.
Let's not do that.
We don't know.
Let's not do that. Okay. Thank you for watching and or listening to Creating Things Together. We will see you next week.
Bye,
wait.
Oh.
Stay curious. I'm coining that. Stay curious, guys.
She said that the other day and she got really excited about it.
Stay curious.
Yeah, and I was like, I think somebody said that, but
I don't care. Stay curious.
It doesn't even matter. So
okay.
We'll pay the royalties to whoever we need to. Okay, bye.
Bye.